Hello, Roadrunner families. Miss Brewer here, coming to you today with another edition of A Day in the Life of a Roadrunner. Today, we are going to start our series on reading. So, we are super excited about a new reading program we are using with our scholars this year. It's called Scholastic Reading. And one of the daily reading routines in Scholastic Reading is a shared reading piece. So, this piece is always grade level text, and it is a whole group activity that's done with the whole class. This is an activity we use with kids in grades K through 6. In the video I'm going to show you today, the main skill the teacher is working on is inferencing. So helping kids learn how to make inferences while reading. So some things I want you to watch for in this lesson. So the main skill is inferencing, but I want you to see how the teacher incorporates a lot of other mini lessons throughout to support her scholars as they're reading. So you're going to notice that she does a quick grammar lesson on how to pause at commas when you're reading. What are commas for? She has some vocabulary in there. She talks to the kids about grazing and synonyms. She incorporates what we call a think aloud, and this is a way that teachers model how they think. It's really important for kids to hear how adults think about and solve problems in order to be able to do those things themselves. It helps them develop that skill to think about your own thinking. Okay, so in this, the teacher models how she would make an inference about how a grasshopper feels before she asks the kids to start making their own inferences. She uses turn and talk strategies. You saw this in some of our math lessons, so getting the kids to talk to each other and interact with the text. She uses some sentence frames during her turn and talk, which is really helpful for kids who have a hard time forming their own thoughts and words. So frames gives kids, it helps them when they're turning and talking to stay focused on the topic we're asking them to talk about. And it helps them start practicing using complete sentences. She's got some questioning techniques in there, so asking kids questions so that they start explaining their own thinking, and she has them make connections to the text. So thank you so much for joining us today. Some things to think about that kids are missing. We could send this book home when a child is absent. We could send this home and have them read it on their own with their families. But I want you to look at all of the pieces in this short 6-minute video that they would be missing when they're not in class, all of the interactions with their peers and their teacher.
We can understand a character a little better about how they're feeling in a story. And we can infer how a character is feeling 3 ways in a story. We can infer how a character is feeling, everyone, by what they look like, what they say, and how they act. When we do that, we have our emoji posters behind us, and our emojis help us to understand our characters a little bit better with how they're feeling. So with us, with our story today, we all have our emojis. Each one of you has your envelope that has each one of our emojis that are on our poster. So as we're reading the story today, guys, we're going to be looking to infer how our characters are feeling, okay? So let's look at the title of our story first, with everyone's emojis in front of them and our books are in our hands. Let's read the title of our story together. Ready, everybody? Grasshoppers grow slime. Now, let's get into our story now a little bit and see how our grasshopper is feeling throughout the story. Right, so we are on page 3. Everyone on page 3 with me? All right, let's read our story together. You guys ready? Let's get into the text. Day after day, the green grasshopper grazed. Most of the time, grasshoppers grazed on green leaves. Oh, I love how you put that little pause in there. Why did you put that pause in there when you guys were reading? We saw a comma. We read a comma, everyone, as if it was a short pause. Excellent job doing that. Looking at this page, I can infer that Grasshopper is feeling a little bit bored. Because Grasshopper has his hand on his face. And he's doing the same thing. What's he doing? He's doing it day after day. Right, so let's go in and let's see if he's changing, or let's see how he feels as we go throughout the story. All right, ready? Sometimes he grazed on grass. Sometimes he grazed on grass. What does it mean if he grazed? What does that mean?
It means like nibbling.
He was nibbling on it. I love that. Excellent synonym for graze. Let's keep going. Ready? But Grasshopper was tired of grazing want us to look at how Grasshopper is feeling, okay? We have our emojis in front of us. I want everyone to place the emoji that you think Grasshopper is feeling right on top of him on page 5. Remember, we can all infer that he's feeling something a little bit different. Now, I want you to turn and tell your neighbor how Grasshopper is feeling. I infer. What's their emoji of how you infer Grasshopper is feeling at this time? Oh, I see some different faces up here. All right, let's see. Who can infer how Grasshopper is feeling? Let's have Berkeley. Hands down, eyes are on Berkeley.
I infer he's feeling excited because he's going to try new food.
He's going to try something new. I love that. Up here with excited with our poster, do you think when you try something new or you do something for the first time, how does that make you feel? Excited, right? How does it make you feel if you get to try something for the very first time, everyone? How are we going to feel? Excited. So we're going to put up here on our emoji poster, okay? If you are excited, you sometimes might be trying something new.
Maybe these green berries will taste great, said Grasshopper. Gross, he groaned. He ought to find something else to eat.
Is he feeling the same way? He's feeling different. All right, time to get out your emoji. Put on Grasshopper what emoji he is feeling now. I want you to turn and talk to your neighbor. Infer how Grasshopper is feeling. For the Grasshopper, all right? Everyone hold up your emoji. How do you infer he's feeling? Oh, a lot of us have a very similar one. All right, hands down, eyes on Ella.
I infer he's feeling surprised because in the past he said maybe these green berries will taste great, and then he said gross because he thought they were good.
He thought they were going to be a certain way. He thought they were going to be good. But then he said, gross. So, and also when he said that, there was a mark there after he said gross. What was after the word gross? Exclamation mark. So everyone show me, what is he doing whenever he's saying that? Everyone show me he's showing strong feelings. So he is really, really probably surprised that it didn't taste as good as he thought it would. Good. I want you to put out an emoji of how you can connect to Grasshopper. What was a time maybe you felt the same way that he did? Turn and tell your neighbor how you feel a certain way, just like Grasshopper felt in the story. Turn and make a connection to Grasshopper's feeling in the story.
I feel angry like Grasshopper. This morning, I had to wake up really fast because we were really late for school.
Grasshopper was excited in the story. Why was Grasshopper excited in the story? He got to try new things. Why were you excited? Because both feeling excited. You're making a connection to that character in the story.